Hello everyone, how are you doing today? Welcome to Mukai's Book Club, a platform where we inspire one reader at a time. Today, I am going to talk about something different. Usually on Mukai's Book Club, we are always promoting books that we can read. Today, I am going to talk about a different subject altogether. What has inspired this talk is because over the course of actually this week and even before, people have been asking me how it is that I was able to write 20 plus books in the course of 5 years. First and foremost, I can say writing is in my blood. I think it's in my DNA. Why do I say that? It's because my mother was a teacher, my father was a teacher, my paternal grandmother was a teacher, my paternal grandfather was a teacher. So you see what I mean when I say I think writing is in the blood. But what actually got me going was 5 years ago. You remember when we were struck with COVID and we were quarantined in our homes and we could not go out. I asked myself, what can I do? Because for me, I am used to working. For as long as I can remember, even when we were growing up, my mother would never allow us to just sit and do nothing. So when COVID hit and we had to stay indoors, I needed something to do. So I just started writing. One book led to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. I have a wonderful publisher who are based in Canada, and they're the ones who do all the publishing for me. So I want to address questions that people have been asking me. For example, my cousin actually was asking me just the other day my thoughts on, because she wants to write a book and she wanted to know my thoughts on how best she can go about it. First and foremost, I would say it's important to have a title in mind. But sometimes it does not really matter even if you don't have a title in mind, but the most important thing is to know the subject matter that you want to delve in at that moment. It can be any genre, it can be any issue you want. Maybe it's something that has always been confusing you or paining you or fascinating you. Anything, you can write about anything. The most important thing that will keep you going as a writer and not experience writer's block is to write about something you are passionate about, something you feel deeply about. That will definitely keep you going, and you write until you finish your book. Another thing is to enjoy the process. For me, I like writing and I enjoy the process. I am what I call the writer and the reader at the same time. What do I mean? For me, when I'm writing, initially I know my storyline, but as I go along, there are times when I actually don't know what is going to happen to the character that I am developing. And what I mean is that when I say I am a writer and reader at the same time, is because I find that as I develop my character, I actually am surprised at what I then make the character do, in the sense that I am as surprised by my book as a reader would. So it's important to enjoy the process and just have fun. Just have fun. For me also, another thing is that why do I write? I have found, to my surprise actually, that writing is very therapeutic. Before I started writing my books, I had so many things in my head, in my mind. As I was growing up, I had so many stories that had pained me, that had confused me, that had left me wondering, how can someone do this? How can something like this happen like this, and things like that? And it had always been something that had been on my mind and carrying it everywhere I go. But to my surprise, I realized that as I started writing about all these stories that are inspired, some of them by true events, of course, but some of them are completely fictional. But I realized that the moment I finished writing that story, that, can I call it burden? Went, that's it, finish. I'm telling you, right now I am so cleansed of all those turmoil, those confusion, those traumas, even because of writing. There is something truly therapeutic about writing. I would suggest and encourage everyone to just start writing. And many people that I've also noticed is that they say, I will start writing after I have finished this chore, for example. But I always say, you'll find that life will never be, can I say perfect? There will never be the right time to write, to start working on your book. Whenever something finishes, something else will start. So learn to incorporate and weave your writing into whatever it is that you have to do on a daily basis. It is important to be consistent about your writing. If you don't have to be spending too much time on it, the important thing is to be consistent and write every time. You can set aside maybe even 30 minutes every day, 1 hour every day, but write. So that's all I think I can say, and that is my experience in terms of writing my books. Write about things you love, you enjoy, even things that pain you, even things that confused you. Write them. When you're writing, you're confronting whatever those thoughts, those experiences, those things that are in your head. You're confronting them and you're putting them down on paper, and it's freeing you. So here at Mukai Book Club, we say happy writing, happy reading, and enjoy the process. All right, till next time, bye bye. And another tip, always keep a pen and paper ready with you wherever you go. Why? Because ideas come when you least expect them, and you need to capture them as soon as they flood into your mind. If you don't capture them as soon as they come, they have a tendency to get lost. So that's my last tip on writing. Otherwise, happy writing, happy reading, and enjoy the process. Okay.